Hello, dear students. I am Mohammad Tajamul, and today I am here to deliver a presentation on algorithm and programming environment. Okay, and the topic and under this we are having the subtopic that is the properties of algorithm. So, in this lecture, what we are going to discuss? We are going to discuss about the properties, means various properties of an algorithm. Means what is the logic behind the algorithm, okay, and why we are going to use the algorithm, okay, and what are those features which must be there, okay, in a collection of statements, okay, or in a bunch of statements to be called an algorithm, okay. If out of some properties, suppose there are n properties of an algorithm, okay, and we are having a bunch of statement or a block of statement that is satisfying some properties out of those properties. Suppose properties are n, there are n properties, okay, and out of those properties only n minus 1 or n minus 2 properties are satisfied by the bunch of or by a block of statements, okay. So even then, if it is satisfying n minus 1 or n minus 2 properties, means most of the properties are satisfied by the block of statement or by a well defined collection of statements. So even then it will not be called as an algorithm until and unless it is satisfying all the properties of algorithm, okay. So let me move forward. So I will tell each and every properties, or we will discuss each and every properties of the algorithm, okay, one by one, okay. So these are the prerequisites, means before moving further, okay, we must know, or somebody or any student want to know some properties of the algorithm, okay, he or she must know these subjects, or he or she must have some knowledge of these subjects, or knowledge of this subject means computer fundamentals, okay. He or she must have some knowledge about the basics of computer, okay, means basic knowledge about the computer, okay, or the that is also called fundamentals of the computer, okay. Knowledge of programming syntaxes, means what are the syntax of a programming language. So what is the syntax? Syntax means format of a programming language, okay, means rules of the programming language more formally. Next, the knowledge of the programming semantics, means what is semantics? Semantics means the meaning of a program, okay. Suppose we are having a program or we are having an algorithm, okay. So semantic means it will tell, semantic will tells us, okay, semantic will tell us the meaning of each and every statement or each and every word used in the programming or used in the algorithm. So means we must know the semantics as well as syntax also, okay. So what is an algorithm? Okay, as we know that algorithm is a step-by-step procedure. A very simple, in a very simple language, algorithm is a step-by-step procedure to solve a problem. Okay, or we can say it is a collection of statements that is taking input from the user and providing desired output after certain processing. Okay, so let me discuss some more definitions of the algorithm. An algorithm is an effective, efficient and best method which can be used to express solution of any problem within a finite amount of space and time in well-defined formal language. So let me discuss about these two newly introduced words, that is effective and efficient. Effective means something is effective, or any rule or any program or anything is effective, or any system can be said as an effective system, okay, if it is performing well, if it is performing well, okay. And a system is called efficient, okay, if it is performing well as it is performing in a very short time, or it is taking, or it is consuming very less amount of resources. For example, suppose there is an exam, so for example there is an exam on 25th of December 2020, okay. So before 5 days or before 6 days, the examiner wants to uh, send an information or want to carry information or want to transform information to the student, or transfer information to the students about their exam. Okay, so effective, what is effective method? So effective method is this: the examiner should send a mail, or should send a WhatsApp to each and every students, okay, individually. Okay, and what is the efficient method? Efficient method is that it is only preparing, or examination center, or exam center is just preparing a notice, okay, and it is pasting on the notice board. So it will take less amount of time or less amount of resources, okay, but this method will be efficient, and it will not be effective, because some of the student will see or will check the notice board, and rest of them will not check the notice board. So in this method, some of the students will appear in exam, and rest of the student will not be appear in exam. Okay, so this is the efficient method. So next definition is starting from an initial state. Initial state, the instructions describe a process or computational process that, when executed, proceeds through a finite number of well-defined successive states, eventually producing output and terminating at final or ending state. Means, what is there? There are some steps, okay, and we are going to follow those steps, and after following those steps, what is happening? After following those steps, what is happening? We are having an output, and all these steps, okay, are ending, okay, after finite number of steps, okay, or the number of these steps is finite. Next, these are some more definitions of the algorithm. A step-by-step procedure for solving any problem is known as algorithm. Okay, an algorithm is a finite set of instructions that, if followed, means if these instructions are followed, accomplishes a task, or accomplishes a particular task, or complete a particular task. Next, an algorithm is a sequence of computational steps that transform the input into valuable or required output. Okay, next is any special method. Okay, any special method or a particular method for solving certain problems is known as algorithm. Okay, or apart from these, we can also say that it is a collection of statements. Okay, written in any language. Okay, it is a written in formal language. It is a collection of statements. Okay, if this collection of statements is followed one by one from starting to ending, okay, it will produce some output, and starting it is taking some input from the user. Okay, so after taking some input from the user, okay, it is producing some output. Okay, once we are going from starting step to the ending step, to near to the starting steps, we are nearer to the problem, but near to the ending step or the final step, we are near to the solution. Okay, means suppose we are reaching from starting state to the ending state, means we are moving from problem domain to the solution domain, or from problem to the solution. Okay, next, properties of algorithm. Okay, so before discussing real properties of the algorithm, so let me discuss some more points about that. Okay, it is necessary for a collection or a set of statements to satisfy some properties to be called an algorithm. Okay, suppose we are having, as I already told you in starting, okay, suppose we are having a collection of statement, or a well defined collection of statements. Okay, so what is happening with that collection of statements? Okay, suppose there are n properties of an algorithm, n properties. Okay, so out of those n properties, it is satisfying most of the properties and not all of the properties. Means most of, but not all. Okay, for example, if an algorithm is having n properties, and a collection of statements, or a well defined collection of statements, is going to satisfy n minus 1 properties or n minus 2 properties, means most of the properties of the algorithm. Okay, even then, this collection of statements is not capable of to be called an algorithm. Means we will not say that this collection of statement is an algorithm, because it is violating at least one or two properties of the algorithm. For example, suppose we are having some properties of the algorithm. Out of those properties, one property is finiteness, means there after some time or after finite number of steps, algorithm will be terminated. Okay, or our algorithm will take some finite space, or it will take some finite time. Okay, so this well-defined collection of statement is satisfying all the properties except finiteness, means it is infinite, or it is taking infinite time, or it is taking infinite space, or it is taking or number of steps in in the algorithm are infinite. So this there will be no use of such algorithm. Okay, or this type of statements, or this type of collection of statements, or well-defined collection of statement is not an algorithm, because it is violating one or two properties of the algorithm. Okay, so for a collection of statements to be called an algorithm, okay, it must satisfy all the properties of the algorithm. Okay, so any one of these properties not satisfying implies that the set of predefined statement is not an algorithm. What I said in starting, this statement is also saying the same thing. So simply writing the sequence of instructions as an algorithm is not sufficient to accomplish certain tasks, because we must check whether all the algorithm, or whether all the properties are satisfied by this collection of statements or not. Now it is necessary to have the following properties associated with the algorithm. Okay. So next we are having uh, number one, unambiguous. So first properties out of the properties of the algorithm. The first property is unambiguous. Means each step in algorithm should be non-ambiguous, or should be unambiguous. Means should be very clear. Okay. That means each instruction should be clear and precise. Okay, the instructions in any algorithm must not denote any conflicting meaning. Okay, this property also indicates the effectiveness of algorithm. So what is the meaning of this? The meaning of this is very clear. Means if there are some steps, okay, and let us say there are n steps, okay, and one of those steps, there are n steps, or a number of statements in the algorithm. Okay, suppose one statement is saying that we must go to the right direction. Okay, and after some steps, some other step is saying to us that we must go to the left direction. Means both of the conflicting statements are there. One is saying that we must go to the right, and other is saying that we must go to the left. So where we should go, so it is not clear. Okay, means these two statements are conflicting. So such type of statement should not be there. Okay, means each and everything should be very clear in the algorithm, in the steps of the algorithm. Next, range of the input. Means the range of the input means the range of the input must be specified. Okay, for example, suppose there is an algorithm. Okay, or there is a program, okay, for the algorithm. So we must say, or we must specify the range for the algorithm, the range of the input for that algorithm. Okay, for example, we are writing an algorithm that will take only integer numbers. Okay, or we are writing an algorithm that will deals with the characters only. Okay, or for example, we are writing an algorithm that will deals with the floating point numbers. Okay, so it means the range of the input must be satisfied, or must be specified. Okay, this is because normally the algorithm is input driven, and if the range of the input is not being specified, then the algorithm can go in an infinite states. For example, we are taking a loop, we are taking a loop, and the input is not satisfied for that, or input is not specified for that. Okay, or when we are taking the loop, and we are giving incorrect condition inside that loop, so what will happen, that condition may be satisfied, may be true for each and every time. So what will happen in this case, the loop will run infinite times, so it will take infinite number of resources from the system. Okay, or maybe it is also possibility that our system will be hanged. Okay, or it will be in deadlock situation. Next, multiplicity. Okay, so this is one of the properties of the algorithm. The same algorithm can be represented into several different ways. Means if there is an algorithm, okay, so it must be written in different ways. For example, there is an algorithm for preparing a cup of tea. If I will write an algorithm for preparing a cup of tea, so what I will write? So there will be some problem is writing or problem is preparing a cup of tea. Okay, and the solution is really the tea, prepared tea. Okay, so when I will start writing, so what I will do, so I will write, yes, collect some ingredients, okay, and then uh, burn the or start the induction, okay, and put the pan on the induction, okay, and I will add like this, okay, and some other can start, okay, in other way, okay, for preparing a cup of tea, he or she can write in starting that switch on the induction or switch on the heater. Okay, so in this way, so if there are n persons or n number of programmers, okay, so they can write in different ways as same algorithm. Okay, so this is called the multiplicity. Okay, that means we can write in simple English the sequence of instructions, or we can write it in form of pseudocodes. Okay, pseudocodes are just like the helping statements in the program. Okay, they are neither algorithm or nor the programming statements, they are simply helping statements. Okay, if somebody is coming, okay, who is having no programming or no programming knowledge, or having little bit programming knowledge, okay, so by using the pseudocodes, so he or she will understand what the program is saying or for what the program has been written. Similarly, for solving the same problem, we can write several different algorithms. Okay, what I said in starting in the first statement. Okay, if there is an algorithm, so it should be written in different ways. Okay, and in statements, we are also saying for solving a same problem, we can write several different algorithms. Okay, not only one algorithm. Next, speed. The algorithm or the algorithms written using some special ideas, but such algorithm should be efficient and should produce the output with fast speed. Okay, if there is an algorithm, there are two algorithms. One algorithm is producing output in milliseconds, and other algorithm is producing output in 5 seconds or 10 seconds. So which one of these algorithms is treated as the best algorithm? It actually depends upon the hardware, or it depends upon the requirement of the user. Okay, if both of the algorithms are taking the same space, first algorithm which is taking only 2 milliseconds, it is taking some space or 10 bytes suppose. Okay, and the next algorithm is also taking the 10 bytes, and also it is taking 10 minutes or 10 seconds. So which one of these algorithm will be treated as the best? Obviously the first algorithm will be treated as the best algorithm, because that space complexity of both of the algorithm is same, but the time complexity of the first algorithm is very lesser in comparison to the second algorithm. Next, finiteness. The algorithm should be finite. This is the next property. The algorithm should be finite, means after performing required operation, it should be terminated. Okay, suppose we are having an algorithm. Okay, that is keep on running. Okay, and it is not being terminated. So what will happen? Suppose it is taking millions of years. So what is the use of such algorithm? Okay, suppose we are finding out the multiplication of two matrix. Okay, of the range of or the uh, or the order of the matrix is 20 by 20. First matrix is of 20 by 20, second matrix is of 20 by 20. Okay, so now algorithm is taking infinite time. Okay, or it is taking millions of years. So there will be no use of such algorithm, because after millions of years, the is it possible that we will be here? No. Okay, so if the user of the person that is making the program, okay, or making the algorithm, is not able to see or watch the real output of the algorithm. So such type of algorithms are of no use. Okay, that are not producing the output in real time or in finite time. So these are some references. Okay, uh, uh, in the case of books, you can go for ANSI. ANSI stands for American National Standard Institutes. Okay, American National Standard Institutes, C programming. Next, let us see, that is written by Yaswant Karnitkar. Okay, and let us see is for basic knowledge. Okay, if you are having little bit basic knowledge, so you must go for ANSI. And next is C programming by Dennis Ritchie. Okay, this is this programming or this C programming has been written by the or the book this book has been written by Dennis Ritchie, the father of the C programming. Obviously this is the best book of the programming language or C programming language because this is written by the developer of the C programming. But this is first of all you must study letter C. If you are studying letter C, so it will be very easy for you to understand ANSI as well as C programming by Dennis Ritchie. It will be very easy for you. Next is internet. So for the internet you can go for Geeks for Geeks. This is the website for searching the computer science contents. Next is w3schools.com. Next is Google and then YouTube. Thanks for listening, bearing with me. All the best. Thank you.